Just with 10 games remaining here, trying to find, a groove for the team as a whole, what kind of needs to be done right now?
Yeah, we kind of addressed that today, just going over the calendar for the rest of the year. Like you said, I think 10 left. A big 4 and 6 coming up, and the schedule gets a little bit lighter come April. But for us, we want to be feeling good about our game, putting together solid 60 minutes. But it's going to start with the big one tomorrow in Chicago. Just kind of set the tone and build and continue to build and grow and feel good about ourselves. We've been in almost every single game, and there's areas to improve, areas to learn, areas to grow, and areas to embrace as well. We've done a lot of good things over the past few months or whatever, and so again, just continue to put our best foot forward and push on.
And I think it's important, as a group to always remember those good things because those vibes are important. When you say like embracing the good things that we've done, what are some of those things?
I think you can just tell we're competitive. We're playing with a purpose. It's simple hockey. It's pucks in behind them. Again, all the cliches you kind of talk about, but no, I mean it's true. I mean, and you can see when we're on the same page, our pace, the way the puck moves, the simplicity. But this time of year, I mean, that's why it's so much fun. Teams are fighting for stuff. The games mean so much, but it just ultimately comes down to who wants it more.
And then you mentioned before just the road trip, right? You've got Chicago first, and then you've got that huge back-to-back against two teams who really have been very good all season long. How valuable is a moment like this at this time of the season against that type of opponent?
Yeah, it's huge. You can look at it as a measuring stick game or whatever, but as a team, you want to go against the best. Obviously, you look at that Winnipeg game and stuff, and it's hard to do because we got Chicago that we kind of right the ship here. But every time you step in the ice, the NHL, anyone can beat anyone. So you can't look too far ahead. You can't look too far behind as well. You kind of got to live in that moment and come ready to play each and every day. So we'll focus on Chicago and then, set up that next one in Winnipeg and then roll over to Minnesota. So day at a time approach. But again, you got to embrace the opportunity, especially going against everyone in this league.
Thanks. I had a unique experience yesterday with your dad on the opposing bench as an assistant in Vancouver, and I imagine that was the first time that's happened at this level. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, obviously we hung out the day before, so we were talking about it a little bit. But once you get to the game, you're not really looking at it or paying attention to it. But it was cool, yeah.
What was it like to just sort of have your dad here for that, or the day before, and just sort of spend that time while you're up?
Yeah, it was great. Just talking hockey and just chatting it all up, and it was cool. I got the call up at this timing of Vancouver in town, so. It was obviously nice to see him because I don't see him very much because he's so busy with Vancouver, so it was nice.
And for you, you've played a couple of games now. How are you feeling? You were really confident in your game. Like, how have you felt you've been able to adapt here?
Yeah, I feel good. Definitely felt better in last night's game.
Yeah.
Felt like our line played really well offensively, and just got to keep that going, build on it, and hopefully, I stay in the lineup. And I think if I do, it'll just keep growing as a whole.
And one of the things that we talked about when you first came up is sort of your play down low, your physicality. Do you feel that significant difference? You have that confidence, but just in that area?
I feel like I definitely do. I didn't feel like there was much physicality last night, kind of just like how the game went.
Yeah.
But tried to finish checks when I had the chance, and just got to keep it up.
How much does that really help what your game is?
Yeah, I think if you do that, it keeps you just engaged in the game as well. And it's a big part of it because I'm a big forward, and that's the role I need to play.
Thanks, Nolan.